It's your girl Passion. Welcome back to my channel. All right, you guys, so today as promised, I told you guys I was going to come back and give you some tips and stuff like that about CNA school. If you're thinking about going, if you're already in school, some testing tips, you know, all that stuff, like basically the stuff that I went through while I was in school. So we're just going to jump right into the video. All right, you guys, so I got this backpack right here. It really doesn't matter what kind of backpack. I just want to show y'all pretty much everything that I got. But I got this from Walmart. I really don't know how much it was, but it does have this little thing right here. It's a USB on the inside of my backpack where you can like charge your phone or charge whatever. But yeah, start off with all the supplies that I got. So I also got this folder right here from Walmart as well. I would say hit Walmart up. Their stuff is like really inexpensive. And of course my folder is not in order. So yeah, I got highlighters, hole punchers for papers and my syllabus and stuff that I needed to punch some holes in. So I got these little dividers, which I really didn't use. I planned on putting each chapter that we was going over in different dividers and stuff, but I really didn't use the dividers. So that's optional if you want to get that. Notebook folder with paper in it on the inside, which I put all my notes and all that on there. I got flashcards too. I got flashcards. I would recommend to get flashcards, y'all, excuse me, to study and stuff. These are the ones that I actually filled out and all of that. So, and these are just extra. I also got these from Walmart. I got color coordination to go along with the chapters and stuff like that. You don't have to do that. I just wanted to do that. Like, I was just so excited to go back to school. I had to get, you know, like a kid, you got to get every little gadget and all that stuff. So, yeah, got flashcards, of course, pens and stuff. And I also got this watch right here. A second-hand watch will come in handy. You definitely need one of these just in medical field in general and like security and stuff like that, because this one that I have, it actually has military time. I don't know if you guys can see those little red numbers. That's military time. So in like a hospital setting, you have to know how to tell military time, and it's really easy once you like get into doing it. It's really easy. But I got this watch from Walmart. I remember how much this was. It was $8.98 from Walmart, and it does come in handy like when you do radio pulse and stuff like that, or when you're charting and stuff, you have to write in military time. So this does come in handy. I will recommend this watch. And this one that I got, it says that it's waterproof too. I would recommend getting a secondhand watch, and this one is a reasonable price at Walmart. Like I said, I have that my school provided, but of course I had to pay for them, is by Hartsman. So this is what my book looks like. This is the textbook, so it looks like this. And then this was my homework book, the workbook. So you have to do, you know, work and all that stuff. And this has 24 chapters, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, or 23 chapters, 24. So one of the chapters is about interview and stuff, but I think it's like 23 or 24 skills that you have. If I'm not mistaken, it's probably like 23 skills that you need to know or whatever. So those are my books, and this is the textbook with all the information and all that stuff. So yeah. I don't know if all classes like provide you with this same brand books, but that is a good book. It has a lot of information in it. Now, I'm going to get into something that I purchased on my own, but I didn't even need it, to be honest. Well, I didn't use it. I wouldn't say I didn't need it. So I got this book from Amazon, and it was $25. So CNA Study Guide 2019 and 2020 Secrets Study Guide, Your Key to Exam Success. So I got this book. I only literally opened this book one time. They do have a practice test in here, but did not need this book. Now, maybe if I would have bought this like starting out, I probably would have looked, you know, more into the book, but I bought it like when school was damn near over, just to prepare myself for the exam. So I wouldn't say that it's a waste of money. Maybe it could work for some people, but I didn't really need it, to be honest with you. But they do have several different ones that you can actually order off of Amazon as well. So yeah, I got that. This is the skills list that it tells you like step by step. I don't think you guys really can see because the light is blanking it out, but it is 23 skills on here. So yeah, I said 23 or 24, but it tells you every skill step by step, like everyone. Hand washing, all that. That's number one. Before you do anything, you're supposed to wash your hands before you go into someone's room. Foot care, everything, nail care, all of that has that. My school provided us with this. So this is my syllabus right here, which you guys don't need because you'll get a different one. But this was my syllabus for the chapters that we needed to work on, the exams that was coming up on those chapters and stuff like that. Also, my teacher provided us with this conversion table, which this is like whatever your patient eats or drinks or anything, you should know how to convert it into milliliters. So if you have 8 ounces, like an 8-ounce cup is 240 milliliters. So conversion table, and they also did have this on the state test as well. So that's something that you guys will know. So this goes by 30. So starting out, 1 ounce equals 30 milliliters. So when you keep going, 2 ounces equals how many? You just add 30 to it, keep adding 30 to it, and subtracting, you do the same thing. So how I remember to subtract, I put in my head 8 ounces is 240 milliliters. So if I needed to find out what was 5, I would subtract 30 until I get to 5. So you're going back 3 times. 8 take away 3 equals 5. So 240 take away 30, take away 30, take away 30. That's how I converted it. And then on the front part, it's like a test that my instructor had us do and stuff like that. So you need that. You need to know that for sure. Another thing that we had as well while we were doing our clinicals is when you actually go to a facility and you're doing your hands-on work. In theory is when you're in the classroom setting and you're doing your book work, your exams and stuff. So when we had clinicals, we have this little sheet here that has all the skills on it that we will get checked off for whenever we do the skill in front of our instructor. So this is a good thing to have. Mine is all tore up and stuff or whatever, but yeah, I'm glad that my school actually did that, because a lot of people was telling me when they went to school they didn't have that. Like when you go to your clinicals, they're watching you with whatever CNA that you're paired with, and they check you off for each skill that you perform. All were provided with a blood pressure cuff, and because you have to know your manual blood pressure. People don't really use this anymore, but in case you needed to, mainly when you go to like the doctor's office, the hospital and stuff, they have the digital. You just press the button and it reads it for you, but you have to know how to do it on your own. So we had to do the blood pressure. A stethoscope. I have a stethoscope in here. I'm gonna invest and get me a good one, but this is how you know, do the vitals and stuff like that, how you listen to the heartbeat when you're doing the blood pressure. Now, other equipment that I'm showing you guys, of course, is like included in your tuition, the books and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna talk to you guys about the requirements that they have for my school. So in order to enroll in my school, you have to get a live scan, you have to get a TB test, and we have to get a drug test. In general, for your license in my state, in California, you have to have a live scan when you go take your state board and stuff like that. That's like a deep background check. Most jobs run background check, but this particular job, you have to get your fingers printed and stuff like that. Like, it's a really deep background check. Everyone studies in a different way. Everyone learns in a different way. But for me, flashcards were really good. It helped me remember. Even now, like after you have your license, it's still good. You know, brush up on your skills, the information and stuff like that, because it's so easy to forget. But flashcards helped me like tremendously get through school, for real. They were really good. As far as my testing, so I basically passed like all my exams. It was just one exam. I went to school and I was like super sick, y'all. I was like so sick. I had a fever and everything, but I really did not want to miss any days because you have to make those up. It's a certain requirement of hours you have to have in order to get your CNA. And I didn't want to make it up. So I was in school, and this particular day we had 3 exams. I passed 2 of them and 1 of them I didn't. I was so out of it by the time I got to that one, and it was a long chapter that I skipped over some answers. I skipped over and just left them blank, and I don't know like what I was thinking. But yeah, so I only had 1 exam that I had to redo. and I passed it the second time, and I was doing pretty good. Like, I was excited and motivated, self-motivated myself. I really worked hard. I worked super, super hard. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I get a license, start off with my CNA, and continue to climb the ladder. So I really took school seriously. I took my exams seriously, and it's really a lot of good information. To get, to be honest. Like, a lot of things that we do in medicine, like at home, when you're not educated on certain things, it's stuff that you're not supposed to be doing, or the reason why this happens and that happens. Is really a lot of information, y'all. It's so much information. I learned a lot. And if you guys don't know, my mom is sick. She has cancer. And she's been through a lot of things, and at the time when we first found out, I wasn't in school. I didn't know certain things. It's just like home remedies that you think that you know, would do at home. Just put a Band-Aid on, do this, do that, you know what I mean? But like, actually now I can help her with certain things, check her blood pressure, or you know, if she has a fever, certain ways to do it the correct way, or, you know, different things like that. So I would say it's a lot of information. Go for it if it's something that you want to do. If it's something that you in, keep pushing. It really would pay off. Hard work does pay off at the end. You will be so, so happy with yourself. Another thing is, I would say, really focus on the skills, especially on your state board test. Whatever you're not comfortable with, make sure you go over and go over. It was some things that I wasn't comfortable with, and I really didn't want to do them. Like, nah, I'm not gonna get this. I don't want to do it. But I kept pushing, and I just push myself. Like with the blood pressure, that was something I was like, okay, I don't think I'm gonna ever get it, because I could not hear. With the blood pressure, when you do blood pressure, you have to hear the first heartbeat, and then the very last heartbeat is your bottom number. So it'll be 120/80 is the last beat that you hear of the heart. I had so much trouble hearing the very first one. The last ones I would hear, but the first one I couldn't. But I just kept on sticking to it and doing it and doing it and doing it, and I got it. I want to say, like, encouraging things to you guys. I'm a single parent. I work, so it was very hard going to school. And then my course was actually longer. I had a 9-week course, because I took the part-time, because I was working and stuff like that. So you have to really, like, stay focused and stay on yourself. When you have them days when you be like, I don't want to do this no more, just keep pushing. I would say, if it's something that you really want to do, just keep going for it. Keep doing it. Stay calm, be humble, pray. I'm telling you, that time will pass by so fast. It seemed like it was so long when I was in the midst of going through it, but it really went by fast. I'm grateful that I stuck to it. I prayed. Some days I cried while I was going to school, because it was so much stuff going on, you know, trying to juggle school, work, be a mom, then have time for yourself and stuff like that. Whatever you guys are in school for, even if it's not CNA, or if you're thinking about going, or you feel like you don't have the time, make sacrifices, y'all. You're gonna have to make sacrifices. I'm telling you, I made so many sacrifices, and I'm grateful that I did. I'm so happy that I did. I'm living my dreams. My dreams are coming true, and this is just the beginning. I'm gonna keep pushing forward. It's still sacrifices I'm gonna have to make, but I have my end goal to where I want to be. You know what I mean? So it's gonna take a lot, but you could do it. Trust me. If I could do it, if I can do it, I'm telling y'all, if I could do it, you can do it. Trust me. Like I said, this book right here, you can, you know, if you feel like you need it, you can order it, or it's a lot of different ones to order. This is more like a preparation for your state board test type of thing. For me, I wouldn't say it's not a good book. It has information in it for sure, but I just didn't need it. Okay, so for your state board exam, so it's this paper right here. It's the CNA registration form. So depending on what school you're at, I'm not sure how your school did it, but for my school, at the end of my course, the very last day, my initial registration form that I signed up for at the school, and my life skin and all that, my teacher signed off on it, saying that I completed the hours. And this form, you would have to go on the website. I don't know, depending on what state, you have to go on the website, print one of these applications out, fill it out, and you have to mail it in. So I had to mail this paper in, my live scan, a money order, because you do have to pay for the test. For my test, I'm in the state of California, so for the written test and the skills test combined together, it was $100. So yeah, you mail that off, and what I did, I got the mail where you get a tracking number. I mailed it off. I think it was like $7 or whatever, and you can track it to see like when they get it, and it's supposed to ship faster than regular mail. So I went ahead and did that so I can get me a date like as soon as possible. So I think I took my test like 2 weeks after I got out of school. And then you will get a postcard in the mail. So this is the postcard that I got, and it has the information of the time and everything on the back. I'm not going to come closer because I don't want y'all to see my information, but it has the time and everything on the back. They checked off on here which exams I'm going to be taking, what to bring. It tells you what to bring. So when you go, of course, you have to have your ID. You have to have your social security card. For my state, if you have a social that is laminated, they will not accept that. Make sure all your stuff is up to date. If your name does not match, like if you're married and you just change your name, it doesn't match your social, whatever it is, make sure your social, the name part matches the same on your ID. For real, because they won't let you test. We had to wear scrubs or like interview attire or something like that. I just chose, everybody that I seen, they had scrubs on. I chose scrubs as well. You have to wear non-skid shoes. You have to bring your secondhand watch. So the watch, this watch right here is the watch that I brought because your skills are random that they pick. So you might have blood pressure, radio pulse, stuff like that. And you have to, of course, look at your watch. The day of my test, you couldn't have your phone. You couldn't have anything with you, basically. Everybody that brought their purse and stuff like that, you had to go and put it in the car. Couldn't take anything in. They gave us 2 hours for the written test. My time for my exam was 8 a.m. I would say we started a little bit after 8. I think I started at like 8:20 something, and I ended at like 9 something, a little before 9:30. So I didn't need the full 2 hours. It was a 70 question exam. They said the first 10 questions are like practice questions, and I don't think that's included in your final grade. I'm not sure if that's like varies state to state, but it tells you on the exam that you get. And of course, everybody else have a different version while you're taking the test anyway. And yeah, so after we were done with that, we're waiting to take our skills. So for my skills, so you get 5 skills randomly. So of course, everybody gets hand washing. That's number 1. If you don't pass hand washing, they will not let you continue the test. Everybody should know how to wash their hands, you know. With your hands first, you lather your hands up with soap, you know, behind, in between, you do under your nails and stuff, in at least 20 seconds. That's the minimum. 20 seconds to wash your hands. You rinse your hands off, don't touch anything. You rinse your hands off, don't put your hands together and rinse them off. Like how you normally would wash your hands at home and stuff like that, you don't wash your hands like that. You dry your hands off, you throw away the paper towel, you get a new paper towel with your elbow, and then you turn off the water and stuff. So boom, you pass the hand washing. And then what did I have? So I had PPE, protective equipment. I had Donnie and Dolphin, so I had to put on my protective equipment and then I had to take it off. I had radio pulse, I had range of motion of the shoulder, and I had an elastic stocking that I had to apply. Y'all, so I said a prayer on my way driving to go take my test. I was saying a prayer and stuff, and I was calm. I was doing my breathing exercises. I was calm. I'm like a nervous wreck when it comes to test taking. Like, I can know the information, but I draw a blank, especially if I'm getting timed. It's like I'm so nervous because I don't want the time to run out. I don't want the time to run out. But I was calm. I was so calm, taking my reader. I'm like, oh, okay, boom. Oh, okay, boom. The test that my instructor was giving us at school was actually harder than the actual state test. Crazy. I thought the state test was going to be harder, but the exams that we was taking at school, and my director kept saying, from what she heard from classes before us when they went to go take the test, her tests were harder. So she was telling us, if you're passing my exams, then you should pass the state board, like if mine's are harder, which was the truth. So yeah, I was calm, cool, collected. And even when it was time, I was like, okay, it's my time to go take the skills. I go and take the skills. And as soon as I got in there, my heart was like, I promise you probably could see my shirt going like this or something. Y'all, I was so freaking nervous. And then it was groups. They took us in groups. So everybody in my group was like a nervous wreck. Everybody was nervous. We all was like whispering and stuff. And then when you're in there, like when you see another person doing the skills, you can't correct them. Like you can't say, don't do that, or you can't do that because you'll be disqualified. You can't stop them if they're doing something wrong. And I was a patient for somebody else, so they had to do their skills on me. I had to lay in the bed and all that stuff. They had the same skills that I had, so I think when you're in pairs with people, you do the same exact skills. And then someone else had to be the patient for me, so it was just so weird, y'all. And then I had a foot. So when I was in school, we would practice certain skills on mannequins, and when I did my skills, it wasn't a mannequin, it was only a foot, y'all. So of course you had to do, introduce yourself, knock on the door and stuff like that. So I'm literally standing here, hello, my name is da da da. I'll be your CNA today. Today I'm gonna be performing da 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 da. And I'm talking to a foot. Like, I feel so dumb. I was talking to a foot. And then I looked at the instructor from state, and he was like, okay, do your closing. And I was like, you want me to talk? Because I already felt stupid. Like, am I supposed to talk to this foot? And he was like, So I was like, okay, let me know if there's anything else I can help you with. Here's your car light, the bed, the wheels are locked, lowered, all this stuff. I just felt so dumb, but I was so freaking nervous. And he was like, okay, come back at this time. So that was nerve-wracking as well. So we all was waiting. That time we was done, and I had 3 hours to wait, so I went to go get me something to eat, and I called and talked to my mom and stuff like that. And then I was talking to other people who we all were waiting together, and we were just talking about how nerve-wracking it was, and all of that or whatever. And then they came out, they had our papers and started passing it out to us and stuff. And I started, I'm like, okay, thank you. And I took my paper and I started walking away. Then I like glimpsed at it, because I didn't want to do it in front of everybody and stuff, but I had glimpsed at it. And I seen pass. And I was like, yeah, like I did that. And then it was this other lady that was walking ahead of me, and she had got hers too. She's like, did you pass? I was like, yeah. And she was like, yeah, me too. And we was like, yay, all that stuff. And then like I grabbed her, gave her a hug and stuff. And then this other guy that I was talking to, he had got his, and I was waiting for him because we was all talking and stuff. And I was like, did you pass? And he was like, yeah. And we all was like, yeah. So we all was like walking to our car and stuff or whatever. And then he was like, y'all don't be smiling too hard today. And da da da. We like, yeah, we did that and stuff. So yeah, it was really good. Like I said, the payoff was like bomb. And y'all, I really could not believe that. I was like, this is not real. I kept looking at it like, wait, is this my name? Let me look at my social. Is this past? Am I tripping? Like, what to do? So immediately I called my mom and I told her. That day I was vlogging. If you haven't seen that vlog, I'll link it down in the description box. But yeah, I called my mom, and then my director, she wanted to keep up with us. Even now, like, she still wants to keep up with us once we get job placement, all that. Like, this school is the bomb. But anyway, I'll tell you that in a minute. So I called her and I told her I passed, and she was like, I knew you was gonna pass. Da 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 da. I was like, oh my god. So yeah. But yeah, so I will say another thing about my school, it was so great, y'all. I've been looking for a school that worked with my schedule for so freaking long, and where I live is only one school, and their price is outrageous. You cannot get financial aid to do CNA in the state of California. If you can, let me know where, so they can give my money back. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, in my state, you can't get I don't know if it's because it's a short course or the amount is like low, like compared to like them giving you financial aid, like, you know, the amount of money. I really don't know, but I did have to pay out of pocket. But my school is the bomb. My directors, my instructors was awesome. Like, seriously, they really help you. And I like the fact that they prepare you for like an interview. Like, we had our last day of school, we had to do like a mock interview. We had to make a resume for CNA and all that. So they follow you until you find a job, and if it's certain places that you want to work at, you know, they try to get you in there. So it's really awesome. I like it. Now, if I left anything out, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below. My email is in the description as well. You can email me, and if I come up with any other information that I forgot to put in this video, I will come back and make another video. So yeah, y'all, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified of all of your girls' uploads. And I will see y'all in another one. All right, you guys.
I had to let you know you're mine.